Robbie Wong here, moving our way through the color wheel. We are playing a mono green deck, and I noticed a lot of these decks are really similar, just swapping out the commander. So the commander we're going to try here is Nissa, who shakes the world, because she probably has made people the most angry. So she's got to be powerful, right? Depending on the reaction. Whenever you tap a forest for mana, add an additional green. Put 3+1/+1 counters on up to one target non-creature land you control, untap it. It becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with vigilance and haste, that's still a land. -8, you get an emblem with lands you control have indestructible. Search your library for any number of forest cards, put them on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. So the mono green deck here, this is not a stompy deck. I mean, it is a stompy deck, but it's like a ramp stompy deck. It's not just a bunch of powerful 1/1s, 2/2s, 3/3s, 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop situation here. The ramp spells here are a little bit different than Keenan because Keenan wants mana dorks who tap. I feel like the safer option is actually the spells that pull the lands out of the deck and plop them onto the battlefield because there's not a whole lot of land destruction left in these formats. Not for basics anyways. But we have, so Arboreal Grazer fits that bill. Gilded Goose is a mana dork. Incubation is mana dork. Wolfwillow Haven is more like the protected spell. Like you have to destroy the enchantment or destroy the land to get rid of the ramp. You can't just sweep this away. Cultivate drops it straight onto the battlefield. Gilth of Paradise is just like Wolfwillow Haven. Omen of the Hunt drops it straight in the battlefield. Migratory Greathorn straight in the battlefield. Beanstalk Giant straight in the battlefield. Nylea's Hand is a flying sweeper, and it also pulls a bunch of land. These do not drop it on the battlefield, but I do have it included in the ramp section. We have a whole bunch of fighting, destroying creatures, planeswalkers, and one Kenrith transformation. This might be a touch on the heavy side. I tend to be a little paranoid about things like that. But I really love, this is very, very, very similar to the Keenan removal suite that we use. We don't have Agent of Treachery, we don't have the blue spells, but these cards are fantastic. We have these spells to also get these spells. This one digs 5 deep, this one digs 5 deep, this one, as long as you paid for the converted mana cost, it's got it. And we have a bunch of card draw here. Garruk's Uprising and Guardian Project very similar. Nylea with activation you can dig. Beast Whisperer and Great Henge are very similar because they get out of control very quickly. Return of the Wildspeaker is in this category as a finisher, and he fits into this card draw. Elder Gargaroth is also potentially a card engine. These guys are a little bit more just stock beef. And God-Eternal Rhonas and End-Raze Forerunners have a lot of potential to put a lot of power into play outside of their basic power and toughness. So, and one Bonder's Enclave technically fits in here. We are playing 26 lands, so that kind of counts as a land that is also lifting weight in the deck like a spell because it can draw cards. You need to have a creature with power 4 or greater, but that's typically going to happen. So I fiddled around a little bit with a commander, Azusa, being able to drop extra lands, but the problem I ran into is Azusa is not itself very scary or a finisher. She ramps twice if you have the lands. But if you don't have the lands in hand, then she doesn't ramp you at all. She's cheaper than Nissa, so those are all considerations. Nissa always doubles your mana because it's always forests. So her ability to ramp you is always there. Now, she costs 5 more, so we loaded the deck with a little bit more 1 or 3 card rampers to get us there. Okay. So this doesn't have any ramp, and it doesn't have any interesting creatures. We don't have any plays until turn 4. We're going to throw this back. This is better. We need to draw a land. I'm going to throw it back. Okay, so we're going to keep this, and we're going to throw back Meteor Golem. So we have a card draw, we have a removal spell, and then we have lands and ramp. Hopefully we draw another forest. Okay, Gilded Goose on 1. Castle Garenbrig is next. And we'll make a food on their turn. Really need to draw a forest. I do not want to Lotus Field away the Castle Garenbrig. Garenbrig. Steel Overseer. Oh, that's worth it. That's worth it. A 1/2 fighting a 1/1. These are the saddest. So this is the smallest Hydra fighting the smallest Steel Overseer in the history of Voracious Hydra versus Steel Overseer. Okay, now I need to keep going with mana production, so goodbye. You know, this was probably put in place because of... Okay, so Beast Whisper? I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we can play Nissa. Because we bothered to make a food. Hooray! Yeah, Nissa coming down before turn 5. Always a scary prospect. I feel very happy when I do it, and I feel very threatened when it happens to me. Bonk. Druid. So now we're back at 5, 6 mana. So we can Great Henge. We need more forests. I think Lotus Field needs to come out. The original build had Nyx Bloom Ancient, and I think this was included just to make that synergy work. And I don't think it's worth it. Three and a 1. Uh-oh. No attacks. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great Henge. Grazer. Hopefully draw a card. Gain some life. Basri's coming. Okay, so we need Great Henge to go off so we can keep up with their strategy here. Okay, please draw us the forest. So I can make my land drop. Hooray! Okay, so I can go 1, 2, make it a creature, cast Beast Whisper. That sounds like a good deal. Great Henge is already pretty powerful, unchecked, and then Beast Whisper on top of it. Any creature off the top turns into 2 extra cards, and they're down to 2 cards. And this doesn't have evasion. They probably should have put it. They probably should have put it on Hanged Executioner or this Spirit Token. This All That Glitters. Yeah, because then you can swing in and take out the Nissa. I mean, you still need to draw something to take out Great Henge and Beast Whisper, but those card engines hard to keep up with. Well, this was Robbie Wong playing Brawl. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.